Now, let me make this video about the so-called Black Egypt. You probably see a lot of this Black Egypt thing, although not lately. It's kind of coming kind of out of favor. You know, it's been replaced by some other fantasy. You know, and of course, you know, the black schizophrenic mind never ceases to come up with new excuses for whatever. So now we have this Black Egypt thing. Well, you know, the Egyptians were black. Now, I mean, anyone who believes that must be really out of his mind. I mean, if blacks think that they built the Egyptian, well, why they haven't built anything since then? Now, that's what I call a long vacation, right? Now, I happen to know a lot about Egypt. I know a lot about, I mean, that is humanly possible for a human being to know. I know more about history and every other subject than anyone else in the world today. And I mean that sincerely. I know more about psychology and anthropology and sociology and history than anyone in the world as we speak. And if you think you can test me on it, I welcome you to do it. I will blow the roof off the top as far as that's concerned. Now, as far as Egypt goes, I happen to know a lot about Egypt because I read all the great historians from Breasted to Vogelin to Toynbee to McNeill. I'm just an expert on Egyptology, as much as an Egyptologist can be. Now, the fact is that about 3,500 years before Christ, the first pharaoh, by the name of Menes, that's the word. That's the name where you get the word man comes from. M-E-N-E-S. In this case, M-E-N-N-E-S. I'm sorry, Menes. This first pharaoh, and then the list of the pharaohs continues. The Old Kingdom, the Middle Kingdom, until Ramses II, at about 1,000 years before Christ, during the time of the Bible, the famous Moses, basically Moses mythology, because we know that there was no such thing as Jews in Israel at the time. If they were now slaves, and Moses did not exist, and so on. But let me say this, that Egypt was white, was in fact blonde hair, blue eye white. In fact, there were whites all over the world, including the New World. Whites were in the New World before the Asiatic swarms took over. I mean, the reason why you have those pyramids, those great sculptures in the that are presumed to be created by the Incas, the Mayans, and the Aztecs, those were white civilizations that then were taken over by. But as far as Egypt goes, they were white. We know them from DNA testing. We know them from anthropological. We know them from historical. We know them from, well, what do you know? Look at this, the pictures. Oh my God. This is the way the Egyptians saw themselves.